Are you a startup looking to get off to a good start? If you are, we've got 7 tips for you that are going to help you get off to that great start that's going to make sure that you're one step ahead of the competition, if not 7 steps ahead. So the first of our 7 media tips for startups begins with identifying the appropriate journalists and media outlets. Remember, not all reporters are alike. Many reporters have many different disciplines, things that they focus on for their publication, for their outlet. And it's important for you to do your research beforehand to make sure that you're identifying the appropriate journalists and the appropriate media outlets for your startup's expertise area. By not doing this, you risk throwing a bunch of work out there at people who are disinterested, and worse still, could come back at you by thinking that, hey, you're not prepared, you're not well researched, and you don't really know who you're reaching out to. You don't want to get that reputation. So make sure that you do your research beforehand. Make sure that you understand the journalists and the media outlets that are going to be receptive to your message. Then make sure that you contact them in an appropriate way, in a personalized way, that they feel that they're on a pedestal, that they have been reached out to personally and respectfully. And so take that little extra time and reach out to the reporter, the journalist individually to make your pitch. You will be thankful for it, and the reporter will be much more receptive if you've picked the right reporter and if you've picked the right media outlet. Number 2, make sure that you personalize your media pitch. Many times we don't personalize it to the particular reporter or the particular media outlet, and it becomes like this bland media pitch. Now, sometimes there's a place for that, but sometimes there's not. If you're in a specialized area, you want to give a specialized approach to the journalist that you're trying to appeal to the outlet that you're trying to appeal to. So take that extra time, personalize your media pitch to make sure that it hits the right note with the person that you want to appeal to. Number 3, craft your pitch in a way that it becomes newsworthy to the journalist or to the media outlet that you're trying to appeal to. This is very important. Journalists are busy. Media outlets have many stories that are being pitched at them all the time. It's going to be important for you to stand out in a crowded field by trying to make, if possible, your pitch newsworthy to the reporter. So think of ways beforehand, obviously, that you can try to create a newsworthy piece that maybe is something that's timely based on things that are going on around the world, around the state, around the county, around the city. Look for ways that you can appeal to the journalists in a way that's different than what other people who are maybe trying to do the same thing are trying to do it. So try to be as unique as possible. Try to give the reporter something that they can sink their teeth into, something that they can take back and pitch to their editor to get them ink in the newspaper, in the magazine, in the journal, or space on the website and in their social media platforms. It's really important that you separate yourself by providing the most unique possible pitch that hopefully has a good news angle for the reporters to appeal to. Number 4, if at all possible, please do not sound like a robot. I know it's pretty easy to fall into this groove of sending a bland media pitch to the media because you're tired and you are trying to appeal to so many people at the same time, and you just don't want to sound like a robot. You don't want to sound like you cut and pasted everything into the body of an email and simply hit send after changing a few words around, after changing maybe the subject line around, after maybe changing the salutation around. So make sure that you take a little extra time to personalize it, think it through, make sure that you don't sound like it's just something that was copy and pasted from a template into an email, and all you had to do was just make a few changes to hit send. Most times, good reporters will see right through it, and your file that you send via email could end up either being fully ignored or looked at and followed by a roll of the eyes before being ignored. So don't get ignored. personalize your approach, and maybe even follow up with a phone call or a follow-up email just to make sure that they got your personalized pitch. Number 5, make good use of social media. In particular, make use of Twitter when you're trying to appeal. One of the things that Twitter is good for is to tease an announcement that you have coming up. And if you're crafty at it, if you're good at it, you can do it in a way that really builds up momentum toward your big announcement. So don't forget to leverage your social media platforms appropriately. Of course, you have to make sure you have your social media platforms, but make sure that you leverage them appropriately so you can build up anticipation, you can build up momentum toward the big announcement that you have to make for your startup. Number 6, make sure you put some substance on the table. So when you make your media pitch, and we talked about making your pitch newsworthy, one of the things that you want to do is put a little something on the table there with your pitch to give it a little bit of substance, a little bit of body to it. And that could be data. That could be showing how this really matters, not only to the reporter, but to the reporter's audience, not only to the media outlet, but to the audience of the media outlet. They want to know how they can sell the story that you're trying to sell to them. So if you make their job easier for the sell job that they have to do, you're going to give yourself an advantage when you're trying to make a pitch to a media outlet or a journalist that has many different people coming at them from all types of angles. Put a little substance on the table, put a little meat on the table. That's going to give something a little bit extra for the journalist, for the media outlet to sink its teeth into. And finally, number 7, be persistent, but not annoying. Now, this is a fine line because you do want to push for your pitch. You want to get it out in front of people. You want to force that pitch in front of people. Okay, one second. Okay. Number 7, finally, is be persistent but not annoying. You really want to get your pitch out there, and you want to be persistent and really work to get it in front of the journalist that you're trying to appeal to, in front of the TV station that you're trying to appeal to, in front of the radio station that you're trying to appeal to. But you want to do it in a way that doesn't make you come across as annoying, because that could not only do damage with this current pitch that you're trying to get across, it could hurt you for future pitches that you're trying to get off, and pitches that could be even more significant than the one that you're trying to sell right now. So try to find that fine line and don't cross over from being persistent to being annoying.